So we're talking about lead nurturing, and I have a PDF. I'll drop it in the group. It is essentially 43, 44 pages. It's on lead nurturing, the importance of lead nurturing. How many of you would say I mean, I've asked George, I asked this question in the group the other day, but I'll just go ahead and go over it. Most people deal with leads. When I say lead, they think sale. It's a sold customer. It's a qualified possibility, if you will, in my mind, because they go, well, it's a qualified lead. Well, a qualified lead could be, okay, they make enough money, and they're the type of business you want to deal with. So you think. So the nurturing process is you finding out, are they really the type of person that you want to deal with? Because when I went through my divorce, this is one of the things I used to tell people is like, most people end up in lifetime commitments that should have only been seasonal relationships. Why am I brash when it comes to certain people? And George knew me when I was a much kinder, softer person. Because that kinder, softer person gets their ass walked all over all the time. So now, for example, give you an example of nurturing. Nurturing is not me coddling. There's a difference between nurturing and coddling. Nurturing, for example, the guy booked an appointment on my calendar. I have a follow-up email that says specifically, before your appointment, bullet out all of your questions you have so as to make good use of your time and my time. Okay? Because like right now, my wife and them are going island hopping, and I'm choosing to stay here to be with y'all, to be with you and all these other little appointments. And if y'all's dumbasses don't show up, I'm pissed. I miss island hopping because your asses said you're going to be in here for a 30-minute appointment, and then y'all didn't show up. So I told this guy this. He gets the email. He writes me back. I already told this story to them, Craig, so I'll repeat it for you. But the guy has hundreds of gems, and it's not Alex Amosi, thank God. But it's a guy. His name is Will something. I have the name. I almost say y'all want him to go for him, but not me. He literally writes back and says, yes, this appointment was to discuss white labeling services with you because I am not happy with my other white label provider, which is probably Bradley or whatever his name is that don't like me. But he goes to him, he doesn't like him, and says, but seeing as I received this email, I'm canceling my appointment with you. Oh, thank you. You took your trash out. I'm glad the trash took itself up. But most people would go, you just lost the potential of, let's say, 40, 50 clients a month. No, I did not. I lost the potential of a potential big-ass headache. It's like trying to date someone and you think they're awesome and amazing. Oh, my God, look at her. She's gorgeous. And then you find out, oh, no, this woman's got some mental issues or, she's crazy, or she got just issues, she don't deal with you nicely or whatever's your pet peeve, think of that.
Or she don't like the bath.
Yeah. So this nurturing processes we're going to go over is basically you getting to know somebody. And I've had Jason ask me this, and I would tell y'all the same thing. He said, because I mentored Jason lives basically with me. He's on his way back, but basically he goes, if you could do it all over again, would you start an agency first? And I've said this before. George already knows what I'm going to say. No, I would not. I would not. What I would have advised anyone to do, if you want to do it right, is build a brand first. Which most people say, well, that's an agency. No, it's not. I could build a personal brand first. YouTube, content, developing my voice, kind of like Gary Vee did, and then push your brand out. Gary Vee developed a voice first, then he pushed his brand out. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and dive into this real quick. But if I could do it over again, that's what I would do, which is one of the reasons why I get into the groups. I'm talking about doing groups. You want to see someone that's all over the fucking place right now doing, reminds me of myself, honestly, that I see, not putting anybody down. But Sean, go look at Sean's stories. And then I'm scrolling through my Facebook and his ass is popping up in all the groups. And I keep seeing him commenting on groups and stuff. And I'm like, because he's actually, him and Marcus isn't in the group anymore, but both of them are really like, I see them in almost every group answer question. I see a question I want to answer them. Oh, yep, Sean's already answered. So, but that sort of thing is what you got to do. Now we're going to get into nurturing. Most people think of nurturing as just follow-up emails. And that's not it. Nurturing, for example, if they're on my Facebook friends list, nurturing is content, nurturing is videos, nurturing is everything I'm putting out. So let's go ahead and go into this real quick. Shrink this down a bit. And I'm going to put this on the back end so everybody can see it. You're not going to pop up. Are you crazy? What's going on here? Okay. Try it one other way since it's not letting me do it that way. I'll share this in the group once we're done. I go over everything in this PDF. And for whatever reason, here we go, files. No. Well, nevertheless, I guess I ain't gonna share the damn PDF. Not that way, but I'll just go through it. I'll go through it, then I'll post it on the back end. For whatever reason, it's not letting me. So what is lead nurturing? We kind of already went over that. We're going in this PDF. I go, what is lead nurturing? What's the importance of it? What's the key components of it? You know, what are the different types of it? What's this? And then I also give you a step-by-step process of developing it. I also give you automated lead nurturing. I also have some basic steps in here that we're going to go through. Okay. Let me pull this real quick. Let me share this in the group. Y'all could get it before anybody else. Let me put it in the chat for you. I'm going to try to share it one more time. If it won't let me, then I'll just, won't let me. A bunch of communists today won't let me do this shit. Got another way. Always a backup. If you've done agency long enough, you know, always have backups. Leave that. Find it. Bear with me, guys. Also, there's some emails I was going to be sending out, but I figured we go over lead nurturing because I've been talking about leads and lead nurturing a lot. I did a video, was unable to upload it the other day. I went live, actually. All right. So what is lead nurturing? Let's go over that. Kind of went over it already, but lead nurturing is important, and it's probably the most important part of the sales process. And it's the most ignored part of the process. So you get a lead where I go, in y'all's cases, here is a lead. Here's a lead, potential buyer, has potential on your calendar. What are you doing with it? Are you putting it into your email sequence? If so, how many emails are you sending out? How often? What type of emails or content? Okay. It's the process of providing nourishment, if you will, to the lead to build them up to a paying client. In other words, it's the process of establishing a relationship and bringing them through a journey to become a client and to see, even if you may not like this, I use this term all the time, are you worthy to be in a relationship with me? The fact that, let's say, for example, and most people may not like it, but if you're in business with me or you're paying me, it's because I believe you're worthy of it. It is not because of money. Trust me, I have refunded people, large amounts of money because I am not, we're not going to gel. We're not going to work, bro. This is not going to happen. Okay. So this is the process of going, is this person worthy to be with me? And that comes from a place of knowing your value. Most people do not know their value, therefore they settle. This is in business, this is in life, this is in relationships. This is not just, only in business. Most people stick with a wife or husband that they don't like because better the devil they know than the devil they don't know. Right? I would have rather, whenever I went through my first marriage, I went through my divorce. It was terrible, terrible ass divorce. Okay. Suicidal and everything else. But I would rather go through that than have stuck with the woman because I was miserable. Okay. Most miserable I've ever been. But most people, because they don't have a process, they settle. And then they wind up settling for this. Oh, the client acted this way. They got smart with you one time and you just, it's okay, whatever, no big deal. Or they just were brash with you or they snapped at you or whatever it may be. We just kind of, it's okay. They're just having a bad day. Don't be having a bad day with me. Well, take that crap up the road. I ain't got time to deal with it. I keep my emotions out of it. I'm very non-emotional when it comes to dealing with clients. Like the guy said, when he's talking about, I have $100-something thousand. I don't give a shit. He wrote me, I say, sounds good. Have a nice day. That was my email response. I didn't give him some long drawn out email. Say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I need you. I'm so desperate for your business. No, I'm not. Take this shit up the road. Right? Lead nurturing is specifically targeted at potential customers. Potential customers, they may or may not be ready to buy, okay? But they've shown interest in your specific solution, your specific service. It requires you to cultivate them into being a client, okay? The reason why, in my mind, it is important is because according to, it's called Marketo, 96% of all website visitors, 96% are not ready to buy. You understand? 96% of the people that actually find you due to SEO or whatever are not even ready to buy. Why? Because you got to nurture them. This is one of the reasons why I say on a website, have a lead magnet. On Facebook, lead magnet. Every place, lead magnet. Get them in, get their email address, their name, number, anything you can. That way you can push them into a funnel in which you can develop them into a potential client. HubSpot says 50% of all qualified leads are not even ready to purchase. That means every single lead needs to do what? Be established, nurtured, and if you will, when you're gardening, what are you doing? Pulling out the weeds, water it, pull out the weeds, water, make sure to keep the fucking rodents away, keep the rabbits away from eating my carrots, put some stakes down, all that shit, right? First thing you can do, one of the key factors of creating good first impression with a lead is immediately contact them. This is one of the things I was talking about before, is like George and them, as soon as that lead comes on their calendar, call. We're not waiting. We're not waiting 3 days, 4 days, a month. No, we call, because if they're actually looking, and I've heard, well, some of these leads have been called 3 times already. Yes, that means they're looking. You know, that's the point. You get the lead, you call them immediately. You don't wait. Okay. Even if you have the closers, because I know like Craig's new with the closers call every single day. I literally get a sheet that says how many phone calls they're dialing. They're dialing 200 plus calls every day. Okay. They're still going to be on your calendar, because for me, I've told you this before, everyone before, is like, you should be doing sales regardless. Let them still call, but you still call. Okay. Let's go down here. So establish immediate contact. Studies have shown that the first person to reach out to any inquiry gets a 35 to 50% sales chance. Okay. So immediate contact. Second one, reach out again. HubSpot shows the response rate or general engagement with leads decreases as leads get older, right? Decreases as they get older. So you need to keep following up. Your marketing strategy should not include pushing any of your leads to the side, no matter how old they are. I don't give a shit if they're, 30 days, 60 days old. You should still have a process that does not include putting old leads into a bucket and just leaving them there. Still follow up, still send them information. It could be different information, like we talked about before. You're going to maintain communication. Whether that be through email, SMS, giving them information, whatever it may be, that's what you're going to be doing. You understand? So the first thing you got to do is identify their pain point or interest. Here's another one, that one of the things I learned from Gary V is finding out, okay, for example, just out of curiosity, you go study someone's Facebook wall, right? Like, I could probably tell you this. Alex, you like the beach, right? So yeah, who's the average person isn't going to know that. But I've seen his stuff, on his Facebook wall. We've talked about it. But what do you know about your potential people? Like Gary, I remember one guy he talked about was, he knew he liked some sports or some specific football team, and he went and got him a specific football team. I'll tell you, one of the things I did with Holly, Chris Palmer, and Craig Campbell. If you look back over a time period, me and Craig kind of talked a lot. Me and Holly never talked because we actually hated each other. And Chris is the one that got us all to start talking. So Chris, I knew, loved energy drinks. So what did I do? I went and got him a case full of energy drinks, and I got him a shirt that said best SEO or some crazy shit. Holly, on one of her lives, she was talking, and I heard her dogs, and I go, "Oh, what type of dogs you got?" And she told me. And then I went out via Amazon, bought her doggy treats, and bought her, because I knew she liked, her wife liked purple. I got her a purple shirt. Craig, I knew liked, jerseys. So I got him a jersey that said King on the back of it. That was part of me going, I want to develop a relationship with these people. What do they like? What are some things that actually they're emotionally attached to? All three of them. Now we're like this, you know, but that was done through me and Holly hated each other. She on one of her lives over, and she said, well, who's the number one SEO you hate? William Jones. Why? She's like, I hate him, but he knows what he's doing. You know, now we're like, she texts me all the damn time, messaging me. So that was developed through, okay, in this case, that was a relationship, but what's the pain point? What's the interest? Why are they interested in you? Right? Once you identify that, then you can start creating content around it. Right? You get more efficient results in less time. You know, you have, if you will, one of the key components in lead nurturing is automation, which I'm going to talk about later on. It's one of the reasons I'm going to go high level, active campaigns, send them blue. I don't have to do all the stuff because I use different tools to do it for me. Another one, make your messages personalized. Make your messages personalized. All your leads don't just get put into one category of leads. If this one's web design, this one's SEO, this one's social media, put them in different segments. What stages are they in? So one of the tools we use with the Genius CRM, the extension, is I can then associate and tag, okay, this lead is warm lead, this one's hot, this one's cold, this one's an agency, this one's whatever. Are they in phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What phase are they in? You know, how many touches I've done. Even mine has literally touch 1 through touch 10, right? In the first hot 10 days, if you were hot 10 weeks, or 2 weeks, I'm sorry, not 10, right? So I have everything segmented. You need to find opportunities for cross-selling and upselling. The easiest money, they'll tell you, is second money. So one of the reasons I tell people all the time, maybe not go straight for web design or SEO. Maybe go for, hey, I'll optimize your GMB, $97, some stupid low ball shit. You know, why? Because if I could get them to spend money with me, the easiest money is second money, getting them to actually spend more money. So, because most people, what they do is they spend all their time and effort into getting clients, right? And zero effort into nurturing current clients. And if you will, getting them to spend more, right? So what we got to do is we got to do both. In nurturing, you can do both, right? But getting them to spend second money. So if I get them to buy something for $97, I could probably get them to spend $900. If they see results with this little thing, they'll see results with the bigger things and they'll spend money with us. Another way we generate leads, this is one of the reasons why I'm talking about the tools we use, and I've shown you guys, and Jason's shown you guys, is we don't just want leads just from what we're getting. I want leads from everything. So if I tell you I'll optimize your profile and go into groups, there's reasons for this. I know it works. You know, Marcus, I think he came into the group, you know, which kind of I told you before. I said he came in the group, he was here for a month, and after a month he left, he took everything he knew, applied it, and now he's got 10 clients. So you tell me if it works or doesn't work. And Marcus has already got 10 clients with it. He started with social media management. He's the reason why I said, okay, let's start with social media management. Because he asked me about it. And I said, sure, okay, we'll do that. And next thing you know, he's upselling people into bigger packages with SEO or whatever. The second way, we're going to generate leads through referrals. We always invest a lot of time and energy into the content for our leads. We can use that to generate new leads. You could share pieces of content that they find relevant with people they know, because generally roofers hang around what? Other roofers. Doctors hang around other doctors, lawyers hang around other lawyers. And what will happen is you'll have them, oh my God, man, I wish I could drum up some more leads, and then the guy goes, well, who are you using? Well, I use this guy. He specializes in da, 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 da. Oh, do you have any? And then he forwards them some emails, and then they start seeing it and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Then they contact you. But they can't do that if I go and Google your name and I don't even see nothing. You have no content, Okay, so this is another reason why we want to produce a lot of content. Content, which brings me to content marketing. Content marketing is important for any agency, regardless of what you're doing, right? You're not, in my opinion, ever going to be successful without content marketing. Content marketing keeps your people, keeps your potential leads engaged with your brand, which means the more they see of you, the more likely they are to buy from you. If you're putting out content about how to drum up more leads, or why Google's making it harder on businesses, or why having reviews are important, or how to get more reviews, or how many businesses fail within the first 5 years, or whatever it may be, is business related information to them, they're going to be more engaged with you, which means they have more potential to buy from you. Okay. So content is king. And regardless with everything you do, it's like I've had people literally write me and say, you know what? And George's laughing. Literally go, I absolutely hate you, but you're everywhere. Literally message me in PM on Facebook saying, William, I can't stand you, but everywhere I turn, I see your face. Because I was putting out so much YouTube and content and everything. It's like, y'all ain't got no hope, bro. Y'all ain't got no hope. I don't think you want to step up into this white label industry. But regardless, that's because I'm putting out so much content, through VAs and everything else. It's like I have 20 something, almost 30 something lead magnets. Okay. One of which is like this effective lead nurturing guide. That's a lead magnet, 43 something pages, right? That you could possibly take this and then use it for something else, break it up into content. I could literally take my lead magnets and go, okay, take this and make it 30 days worth of content, right? What is lead scoring? Lead scoring is literally the backbone of nurturing your leads. It's the way in which we develop, or if we see, okay, what is this lead worth? Where is it at? Where's the lead fit in? What's the lead's interest? What's its behavior? What buying stage it's in? How old is it? Right? The lead fit is the demographics. What's their needs? What's your budget? Right? The lead interest. Right? This includes the content the leads engage with. What were they engaging with when they said, yes, I'm interested? Right? What's their level of interest? What's their behavior? Are they just looking for information? Or are they ready to buy now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, 6 months from now? Buying stage, where are they at? So multi-channel distribution. Lead nurturing isn't about just emails and social media, right? Because that's what most people think. Usually they think of lead nurturing, they just emails. They don't even think about content. They just say emails. And generally speaking, just like last week when I talked about some of the emails they're sending are boring as shit. And then they wonder why no one has any interest whatsoever in doing any business with them. If you look at your emails, it's generally, hey, just following up to see if you're still interested in SEO. Trash. Hey, read our conversation. Trash. I mean, generally that's what's happening. But I got some emails from some people, they'll be like, I mean, if I was really interested, I'll give you an example. If I was really interested, you know, doing business with Alex. Now I seen Alex, you know, he had the dog, he was on the beach, walking barefooted, blah, 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 blah. What would I do? Hey, Alex, what about that meeting we had last week? Or would I say, hey, Alex, I like walking on the beach. Glad to see, I like walking on the beach too. I find myself grounded all the time. What's the best thing you think about that? What does it make, you know, and talk to him, develop a connection, not just, hey, I'm following up on our meeting from last week. Or if I knew what type of dog he had, oh, it's awesome to see you have, blah, blah, blah. I've had mine for 5 years. And most people think that's a waste of time, but reality, that's how you develop a relationship. And that's how you get your foot in the door, is by actually developing that relationship. Okay. You know, and then, like I said, there are funny emails. Like, I'm on Ben Settle's email list. If you're not on Ben Settle's email list, you need to get on Ben Settle's email list. You know, he's one of the #1 copywriters in the world, Ben Settle. Let me get this for you. I save every one of his email lists. It's called bensettle.com. Right. And I literally, you go look at it, be like, this is, you know, his emails. I'll probably get 1 to 2, sometimes 3 a day. I save every one of them. Social media channels are important, right? Because you can grow in popularity. People can share it. You know, so the more social media that you're pushing out, the better for your campaigns. You can connect to your potential audience. Notice I didn't say to your audience, I said your potential audience. For example, most people have, let's say, an average of 2,000 plus people. If you're on there, you got 2,000 plus people times 2,000, that starts adding up, and it's all free marketing. Another place is your website, right? You generate leads from your website via subscribers to an email list. Then you nurture those into potential buyers. Another one's direct mail. Direct mail, you know, is much more personalized and it adds human touch. Direct mail is usually mail pieces. Marketing automation. Marketing automation is the same thing I said before. It's like, okay, if you're going to do pay-per-click ads, someone says they're interested. Once they're interested, they go into this funnel. Once they go into this funnel, then they get this specific piece of information. Once they get this specific piece of information, 2 to 3 days down the road, they get another piece of information. 2 to 3 days down from that, get another piece of information. That is what automation does. Therefore, Craig, myself, Alex, and George don't sit here and be like, I got to send out this email. I got to send out this email. I got to send out this email. No, it's automated. And how do you build the automations? Because most people, when they start, don't have it. You don't have it. So here's how you get it. I go in front of my computer and go, I start typing for the first couple of times when I start doing it. And then after I've done, let's say 30 days worth of that, now I have my automation. So in July, if you haven't done it, I go July 1, I'm going to write an email. July 2, I'm going to write an email. July 3, I'm going to write an email. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, every day of the month. And then you have your automation. And it would be better coming from yourself because you know your customers better than I do. I'm not going to be messing with everybody. If you follow me for any length of time, you know I don't mess with just everybody. Types of lead nurturing. So there are several types of lead nurturing. There's a welcome campaign. A welcome campaign is, for example, you give them free shit, free PDFs, free ebooks, free SEO audit, right? And then they get a welcome campaign. A welcome campaign is talking about your service, information, the things you found in the SEO audit, etc. Then from there, you have drip emails. Drip email is an email campaign that comes out over a period of time, not all at once, but over a period of time, right? The welcome email is not to sell. I'm not trying to sell you shit. I'm just trying to get you engaged. I'm trying to make a relationship. I'm trying to see, are you the potential person I want to spend a lot of time with? Or if you're not, remove you from my email list. Understand? Next, automating it is very important. Post-welcome campaigns. After your welcome campaign, your new lead should now have an understanding of you, your brand, who you are, right? Who's George, who's Alex, who's Craig. The goal of the post-welcome campaign is to ensure that your brand is in their face all the time. By doing what? Providing value, giving them information. How do I come up with all this information, William? Blog posts, videos, white papers, data infographics, relevant webinars. You're like, oh my God, I got to do webinars. Yes, webinars are great. You realize I could go do a webinar and I can literally go, for example, with a webinar, I could go, all right, we're going to talk about why Google reviews are important. And I pitch this, I pitch this out. This is one I think Chase finally got on. I seen him say something about a couple months back. He says, you know what courses are really good for? Courses are really good. You get a lot of people in and they go, oh my God, this is a lot of work. I don't think I could do it. And then they start doing it. And then they say, oh, it's too much work. Let me outsource to William. And William says, yes, please bring it here. That is what webinars are good for, because a lot of people go, they're developing your brand, you're developing your voice, you make that connection with your character, right? With you, because people buy into you, not your stuff. They buy you, not your service, right? Once they do that, and then they know, for example, maybe, hey, Craig's the no BS guy. I can come to Craig and Craig's going to tell me, no, it's not worth your time, brother. It's not worth your time. Yeah, that's not going to work. Here's what you should do when it comes to SEO, Alex. Here's what you should do. Yeah, I know that George told me to build a website in Elementor or use this, and not do this. They'll know that they could come to that person because you've developed something. And literally, one of the things I want to do once we're back from vacation is literally a webinar a week. Every week, have a webinar. And you may, well, there's only 5 people show up, 4 people show up, 1 person shows up. So what? 1 person shows up. When I first started GMB Pros, I think I had 40 people. We're well over 1,000 now in GMB Pros. So when I first started out, it wasn't what it is today. Industry updates and news is another one. Google putting out news, and you just send that information out to your to your email list. You can get into product deep dive campaigns. A deep dive campaign for a product will be something where you specifically go over in levels of what is SEO, using case studies, research, proof of concept, client testimonials. It's not just a piece of information. It's literally a lot of information going in deep dive, like before and afters. I met Johnny when Johnny was running Johnny's roofing company, and this is where he was at, and these are some things we started with to find out more information. Be looking for tomorrow's email. Tomorrow's email. Here's the steps we took with Johnny's roofing. Look out for tomorrow's email. This is what we call a Seinfeld email sequence. Seinfeld email sequence is basically, it's like a sitcom, or not Seinfeld, but sitcom email sequence, right? Then you have a product differentiator campaign. What's a product differentiator? How are we different from them? How is this product different from this product? Ideally, this is going to be after your welcome, after a deep dive campaign, right? And the leads are ready to buy. They're already warmed up to you. They already know all about Craig, George, Alex, myself, whoever. They already know about you. They're ready to buy, but they're still torn. They want to know what makes you different than this guy over here. You know, what makes you different, you know, like in my case, than Chase and Chris and Holly and all these other guys. What makes you different? Because there's a lot of SEO people out there. You know, and there are, and a lot of them are really good, and then a lot of them aren't. You know, so what makes you different? For leads that you're trying to get from your competition, you create a survey for them to answer. Your survey should ask questions that'll help you understand what you can offer them to change their minds. So you can literally make a survey and push ads to your competition's clients. They fill out the survey, and in that survey, it's going to tell you, depending on the answers they give you, what they're not happy with, right? There's a difference between having a satisfied customer and a happy customer. A satisfied customer will leave you if they find someone cheaper. A satisfied customer will not forgive you if you make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes, but I have a lot of very happy clients, very happy students, very happy customers, right? The ones that are happy will forgive you if you fuck up and say they're having a rough day. If they're just satisfied, they're not going to say, oh, he's having a rough day. They're going to leave your ass. Okay? So what we want, we ask questions to find out where they're at and see if we can snatch them up, right? You could one of the best techniques that you can do in your marketing is talk about the weakness of your competition, right? Talk about the weaknesses of your competition. This technique is called ghosting. It means you don't mention the brand, you don't mention the product directly, but the people that are in that niche are going to know who you're talking about. And this is something I've used over and over and over and over and over again. And I've had people badmouth me and talk about me, but guess what? They're still talking about me and not their own business. One of the biggest problems most people they don't understand is, let's say, okay, this person's talking about you. Well, when they're talking about you, they're not building their business. They're not growing their business. They're not developing content for their business, which means they are shrinking, which means they are dying. Their business is not going to grow. Like when, what's his name, was making a video about me and everything, all he was doing, he woke up with a heart on for me every day. William. All you ever saw, William. Is nuts. And he finally, a couple of months back, stopped that crap. All right. But ghosting, talk about them without talking about them. Then there's another one called a customer education campaign. This is where I'm trying to educate them. I'm trying to educate them in regarding not directly to my product, but the solution, right? This is a deep dive campaign, more focus on the challenge of the lead and the solution to it. Of course, the solution is our product. You shouldn't write about a pain point your product doesn't solve. You should write about the pain, the things that's causing them the issues, all that stuff. All right, but you don't mention your product per se. You want to talk about the pain more than anything. When this campaign's done right, your leads will end up with more reasons why they need your product. You want to talk about, this is the pain, this is the solution. This is the pain, this is the solution. Not mentioning my product, but here's the pain, here's the solution. This is what you need to do to solve this pain point. This type of content is when you should run this type of content when you're running a re-engagement campaign. A re-engagement campaign means they used to be engaged in my product, they stopped being engaged, and now I'm going to try to re-engage them. It's how you warm up a cold email list. All right. Another one is establishing authority. A lead will choose your brand over others, right? If you've nurtured them right. At this stage of the game, they've already got all the details they need about your brand. They got all your solutions. They know about the pain point. We're doing this through press releases. We're doing this through discounts, coupons, etc. You know, because they already is, I'm an established brand. Like I could literally say, here's a discount and I'll have 100 sales tomorrow. It's one of the reasons why I say building a brand is so important. Like I have the group and I can literally go, here's this offer and I'll have, you know, $6,000-7,000 in sales. No problem. All right. Post-sale campaigns. It isn't only for new leads, it's for existing customers. One of the things I do, for example, I said, thank you, George, for being around and buying from us. Here's a coupon for your faithfulness or whatever. I'm not just making shit up, but basically it's an email campaign that says, thank you for being a faithful patron to Rank Fortress. Here's a coupon. Then we also have new customer campaigns. Okay. This entire PDF goes through this step by step by step, okay, and gives you all the information you could possibly ever need regarding this. Now, the step by step for building it is this. We're going to breeze through these real quick because we only got 10 minutes left. But step one is understanding what is a good lead. What is a good lead? Most people, for example, you go to get married. I keep using this. You go, oh, I want a beautiful wife. That's not, you know, it's not a good way to develop what is a good lead. You know, what do you want to know about the person? What do they like? What do they like to do? What do they hate? What they don't like to do? Where they like to go? I want to know all the details about it. Like when I said customer avatar, one of the things I said is like, for most of the time what you get is, oh, I want to deal with businesses that have money. I'm pretty sure that should be all businesses, but I understand what you're getting at. But then what else do you know about them? Do they like, you know, football? Do they have dogs? Do they have cats? Family, kids? What? What's their income bracket? How many employees do they have? You know, break it down further. How long they've been in business? All that information. You know, low quality leads won't convert no matter how much time and effort you put into them, especially they don't even know about your product or service. All right, scoring and segmenting your leads. That's step two, which you've already talked about. Step three, follow-up sequences should be created and tested. This is why I said it, you have to do this stuff. A lot of people think done for you does not mean you don't do shit. You have to still do shit. You do your emails and then you test them. Oh, I did this email and no one opened it. Okay, obviously it sucks. Let me do this one. Okay, I got more open rates. Let me tweak it a little bit more and change the title, maybe change the header, maybe change the subject line and see if I can get a little bit more juice out of it. Right? We're always testing. If you're a true marketer, you're always testing, right? Step four, your lead should be enrolled into a sequence. Segment them, enroll them into a sequence. You need to have goals. You know, goals for your leads. Where do you want them to be and when do you want them to be there? Where do you want them to be? When do you want them to be there? Before you even start to create the actual content for your lead nurturing campaign, you need to create goals. What do you want them to do? Right? Dan Kennedy says, and tell them what to do. If you want them to click here to register for a webinar, it's put in big damn letters, click here for webinar. Click here for your white paper. Click here for your SEO audit. click here for whatever, but tell them what the hell to do and have a goal for them to do. What is it? I want them to click this. I want them to sign up for the webinar. I want to give them a free ebook, right? Step 6, create your content. Now start creating your content around that service or that problem or that pain point, right? Types of content you can use to nurture leads: blog posts, social media content, YouTube, description videos to describe a service or product, graphic designs, ebooks, customer client case studies, webinars, live demos, testimonials, fact pages, white papers. I could go on and on and on and on and on. Step 7, timely re-engagement. After a lead's been enrolled and they went through the follow-up sequence and they still haven't bought, they're no longer interested, but they're still on your list. Your open rate sucks because not all of them are open. And how do I re-engage them? You do timely re-engagements. Step 8, your results should be analyzed and optimized. One of the things I said before is you always do something, then you test it, tweak it, test it, tweak it, test it, tweak it. You know, see what you could do to improve things. You know, are you taking it too far? Which is what I usually have to ask myself. If I'm taking it too far, is this too much? You know, and I ask people. Automated lead nurturing. You need to get into automation, making sure your content's delivered at the right time. What times are they awake? 9 p.m., 9 a.m. When are they going to open more? Measure results with your reporting. This is why I use Active Campaign. I can measure my results and say, this is how many of this got open. This is when they were opened. This is what actions they took. Did they click? Did they register? What did they do? Best practices for nurturing your leads. So the best practices for nurturing your leads are going to be these. Only well-qualified leads should be nurtured. Only deal with well-qualified leads. The ones I'm giving you are ones that are people saying, yes, I want SEO, web design, looking to build a new website, looking to get ranked in the top, looking for technical SEO fixes, whatever it may be. You reach out multiple times, not just one time, not just 2 times, not just 5 times, multiple times. It takes about 8 touches. Personalizing your campaigns, use their name. People love that, right? Don't treat all your leads as a single entity. Always, 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 you have to have an unsubscribe link in your emails. You're going to get some pissy people. They're going to be like, unsubscribe me from your email, you blah, 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 and cuss you out. I've had people literally send me pornography, you know, attached to emails. And I say, there is this little thing at the bottom that says unsubscribe. Just unsubscribe. That's all you got to do. Or hit delete. You ain't got to bitch somebody out just because you're mad or had an angry day, you know, whatever. Include clear call to actions. Most people's call to actions on their website and their marketing is never clear to call. They don't know what the hell to do most of the time. They get done, they're reading your email and they're like, okay, that was cool. What am I supposed to do now? There's no call to action. There's no PS. There's no register for webinar. There's no download this free email. There's none of that. It's just content. Most people do the same thing with their content on social media. They just throw it out there and see what sticks. They don't put no call to action. Always, 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 always have a call to action. And I mentioned this to Alex when I've been on call with him before, was always have a call to action. Every piece of content, have a call to action. What do you want them to do? And be consistent. How often are you publishing? Your emails should not be sent whenever you feel like it. This is how I feel like throwing one out today. Are you going to post it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, once a week, every day, twice a day. When are you going to do it? What times of the day? You know, that way you have it structured and people come to expect you to have content every day. It's like when I was doing YouTube twice a day, everybody just kind of expected that. And now I'm not doing that. You know, I needed a break. Conclusion: lead nurturing is one of the most important parts of your online marketing strategy. It's not just a strategy for getting leads to convert. If you use it correctly, people will start talking about your brand. People will start talking about your brand and referring other people to your brand. You understand? That's why the number one reason why I think it's more important is because you're going to get people to talk about you. When people talk about you, you're sowing seeds of information into other people's heads. If you haven't read Frank Kern's thing, it's called Seeds of Domination, read that. Because that's essentially what you're doing. When someone starts talking about you, like when my open enemies have started talking about me instead of themselves, they're just telling people why you should work with William. You know, why they should work with William instead of why they should work with you. It's great. I love it. But the thing is, that's the way most people, they don't think about these things. So you got to start getting content out. And we're doing lead nurturing through content, through email, through blog posts, through press releases, everything. I should be able to go, for example, I should be able to go, you know, G3 Marketing or George, and I just see the whole first page, nothing but George. You know, if you go, I've only been at this, let me pull it up. I've been at this for 2 years. And I'll show you. Give you an example of what I want to be able to see. And this is not this. Why are you doing this? I can't share it. But let me just, for example, if you were to go, it's so weird. It's not letting me share on this computer. But if you were to go, Google your name is the first page full of information about you. If not, you need to do press releases. You need to do some YouTube videos. You need testimonial videos. I would be doing G3 marketing testimonial, get like 10 of them, you know, put an email out. Hey, would anybody like to give me a, you know, testimony of any work we've done for you? I'll do it, you know, and then get that up there. That way, when someone goes, oh, I'm looking to do, you know, marketing, G3 marketing, or Craig or Alex or whoever, and then they see information instead of seeing nothing, you know. I'll look real quick, you know, but it's not letting me. But G3 marketing. G3 marketing. Yeah, see, I don't see anything. Probably get it wrong, but just saying, for example, go and Google your name, see what you see. And if you don't see what you think you should be seeing, you need to change that. You change that through YouTube, testimonials, press releases, blog posts, everything. The reason why I developed such a good, you know, strategy in doing that, honestly, was when my number one fan posted a video about me. He was sitting at number one. I was like, oh shit, all these people are going to be seeing these videos about me through him. So I developed real quick, how do I get my name all across here? And that's what I started doing on my backlinks, on my YouTube videos, testimonial videos, and all that stuff. So, but I'm going to be uploading this on the back end, and I already put the PDF there. If you don't see the PDF, it's in the group. Download it, and it's much more formal and beautiful and all that. And like I said, it's like 45, 44 pages, something like that. But I'm going to get off here. Another phone call. If you have any questions, PM me, DM me, reach out to me, and I will talk to you guys.